All right, welcome on board. And well, of course, we have some conversations to have right here on radio. I mean, there's just a lot to talk about in Nigeria, like a lot. You know, sometimes I just sit down and I'm like, okay, which one do I even talk about? Which one do I leave? It's amazing, seriously. A whole lot of things happening in our country today. It's just amazing. Well, I'm going to let you know. I actually have a thought to share on some issues. All right, a particular one that I'm going to bring up other stuff, all right, around it. It's a particular one, a particular statement someone made, and then some other issues surrounding it, all right. So I'm going to share with you what I think, and of course, usually my thoughts are more like questions, all right. So, and of course, you're going to join that conversation. It's going to last till about 4, right? Yeah, 3:55. And at 4 p.m. we'll bring you the business news. After the business news, today is Wednesday, and of course on Wednesdays we have Canvas, the Niger Delta Roundtable, right here on Nigeria Info. So that's going to come up after the business news, and it's going to last till about 5 p.m. At 5 p.m. we'll bring you the news updates, and after that, of course, conversations continue right here on the show. And then at 6 p.m. you get to hear the major news bulletin for this evening. Get to find out what exactly is going on elsewhere. So we'll keep you in the know with that one. So yes, I'm here and you're there. Together, we're going to have wonderful conversations on radio today. Once again, welcome to the show.
Our freedom depends on our proactive responsibilities.
Let's talk, act, and be about development.
With one voice, our potential is realized.
This is your number one news, talk, and sports radio station. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
I am listening.
The time is always right to do the right thing. And that's according to Martin Luther King Jr. He didn't actually stop there. He says, I am always prepared to do the right thing, regardless of what other people think. If you just make every effort to do the right thing, you'll come out okay. And my question is, I wonder if the federal government knows that if you just do the right thing, you'll just come out okay. And you wouldn't have to start threatening legal action on unions, or should I say unionists. All right, so one of the headlines this morning, the federal government says no room for hooligan-unionism. Federal government warns labor, threatens legal action. I think I got this from the Sun newspaper. Well, the federal government has warned labor unions it will no longer condone what it's described as hooliganism in the disguise of trade unionism, and warned that crossing the line with unlawful picketing would attract the full weight of the law. Of course, this is according to the Minister of Labor and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige. That was a statement issued by his Deputy Director of Press and Public Relations, that's Mr. Charles Akpan. Well, according to him, like I mentioned, like I read earlier, the government will not condone further hooliganism in the disguise of trade unionism. Now, he went further to say something. This is what he said. He said, the federal government has watched as the offices of the Minister of State and Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Trade and Investment were locked for days by agitating workers' unions, thus preventing other workers and officers of government from carrying out their lawful duties. Similarly, he mentioned another that was under lock and key. Citizenship and Leadership Training Center has been under lock and key since November 15, preventing the newly appointed Director General of the agency from assuming office. We therefore wish to strongly warn that the President and Commander-in-Chief is the Chief Executive of the Federation, in line with Section 5 subsection 1 of the Constitution, and is solely conferred with the powers of appointment into public offices such as permanent secretaries, directors, generals, however designated, and all that stuff. Now, this is as a result of someone who was put in office and the people were not happy about it. But hey, this is not the first time something like this has happened, right? I remember it was his house that the Minister of Labour, I think it was his house that some persons went to stage some form of protest. That should be last year or so, but I don't want to get into that detail. But what I'm looking at here is when you start coming out to scream and shout, don't do this, we don't want people locking up offices, people shutting down work because of agitations. How about you tackle the problem before it gets to the point where people now have to start doing we no go green? Now, just recently, ASU came out to say we will be downing tools if our demands are not met. Crazy enough, they've been on this ASU issue for God knows how long. In 2019, it was more like an agreement was reached, but yeah, a memorandum of understanding was actually signed in 2019 concerning that. But then what has happened? Nothing has happened. It's insane, right? Yes, it is. Not just ASU, even SANU, that's Senior Staff Association of Universities, and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities, they actually met to deliberate on their next moves over the failure of the federal government to meet the union's demands. Now, we always have these issues come up. So these guys are planning to go on strike if what they have asked for is not done, or not just what they have asked for, an agreement that was reached. If it's not done, they're going to go on strike. So the federal government has a 3-week ultimatum. Anyway, the House of Reps has tried to wade in. I think by tomorrow or so, the finance minister has been summoned. The one in charge of education has been summoned, of course, to ensure that ASU does not go on strike. That's on one hand. And then on the other hand, railway workers are saying we will go on a 3-day warning strike if our demand is not met by the authorities. And I read through that particular story. From what I saw there, it was really, really insane. They said they submitted a document about 4 months ago, and they thought the document has reached the president and all their demands approved by the president, only to find out when they had a meeting, I think 4 days ago, was it? Just a few days ago, when they had a meeting with the minister, that the president has traveled. I mean, this is something they have been talking about, increase our salary. And they just had a meeting with the Minister of Transport in Lagos over the weekend. And then they just figured out that all they have been demanding for, nothing has been done. And they're saying, we will go on a 3-day warning strike. And if nothing is done, we will embark on a total strike, and that would be indefinite. Now, when we hear all these strike actions, threats of strikes, and all that stuff, I'm just thinking, is it impossible for the federal government to actually meet demands of, not just demands, legitimate demands by workers, especially workers, actually. They're usually workers. Before ultimatums and strike actions and, picketings happen. Is it impossible? Is it something that cannot be done? Maybe it's time they come out to tell us that it's not possible to ever be able to at least meet people halfway. So I'm just asking, is it impossible for government to address workers' legitimate demands before we start hearing of ultimatums and strike actions and maybe picketings as well? Well, you can join the conversation. Let's talk. I'd like to hear from you. The numbers to call are 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0002, and 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0003. And you can call 0817 923 0007. Not forgetting now, you can send a message via WhatsApp to 0809 030 64 0809 030 6416. Hello, you're welcome to Hard Facts. Turn off your radio set, please.
I've done that. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Sir Sergio calling from Element.
All right, go on.
It is possible that government can meet up the demands of the action or workers in general. It is very, very possible. Nigeria has all it takes. Nigeria as a country is blessed with, is it mineral resources? Is it agricultural? It's everywhere. This country is blessed. It is just that those in the corridor of power, so to speak, do not care about the common man. They don't care about this country. They don't care about what will benefit a common man. Have you seen any students schooling in Nigeria? No. That's why they don't care. It is only when there will be a law that the form and you can hold a office, probably like maybe the presidency or governor or any political office, your children must go in our own private school. They should be back from going abroad for medical treatment. It is only then that something positive will be done in this country. Anything other than that, they don't care about us. It's quite possible.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Hello, Hard Facts. You're welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Under normal setting, it is possible. But in Nigeria, as of today, I don't think it's possible because some other people are seeing it as a way of getting what they want, whether it's legitimate or it's not legitimate. I'm not saying they actually don't legitimate, but they have seen it as a way of getting it. So even if the government tries to put it in order, any day you want anything, you just go on strike and they will listen to you. That's my thing. My name is Daniel.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, Daniel. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Isa calling from Element.
All right. Please go on.
Madam, there is confusion everywhere. If the presidency or they have approved, why can't they implement? Approve to which people or to whom? Who are those who implement something that they are approved for? So to me, the entire system, there is confusion. I think they don't know what we are doing or what they are doing. Also, they step two. Also, they are confused. Agreement made. And why can't they wait until when they implement the agreement? Small time, agreement agree or made. Small time go on strike. It's just like confusion everywhere. So we are praying that God should help us for them to embark on another strike again. Allow our children to remain in the school at home is very, very unfortunate. It's so pathetic. They should do something. Madam Jesus from LMS, thank you.
All right, thank you very much for calling. Well, when an agreement has been reached, when you signed a memorandum of understanding, you don't continue with your strike action, you get back to work, all right? You give some time for them to implement everything that has been agreed on. But then, by the time you've given them time and nothing is happening, you have to come back and remind them, what's up, people? We signed a memorandum of understanding. What's going on? Have you guys forgotten? You need to be reminded. Oh, well, we're going to commercial break here. When I return, we're still talking. Is it impossible for government to meet workers' legitimate demands before strike actions, before ultimatums, and the one that the minister is lamenting about, picketing, before such things happen? It's Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Constance. Don't go anywhere.
meets action. Information liberates. Tune in 92.3 Nigeria Info. Catch us online on
Are
Twitter
you up to
and
date
Instagram.
with ideas for sustainable development?
92.3 Nigeria Info serves you opportunities
to ask great questions,
Contribute solutions
and transform society for the better.
I'm listening. Are you?
All right, so someone says doing the right thing isn't always easy. In fact, sometimes it's real hard. But just remember that doing the right thing is always right. That's according to David Cottrell. All right, and that brings me back to what we are discussing. Is it impossible for the federal government to meet workers' demands before strike actions are embarked on? That's what I'm asking. Is it impossible? Is this something that cannot be done ever? I was reading through the railway workers issue, and it's really sad, really, really sad. You know, the way the man in charge there was talking about how everything has been happening. He talked about how the workers, nobody earns up to 50,000 naira from what he said, according to the man. I'm going to find that so I can tell you his name. All right, so his name is Comrade Innocent, leader of the railway workers in Nigeria. Now, he had an interview with BBC Hausa Service, and he said that they are embarking on a strike action because they were pushed to the wall. He said they've submitted documents about 4 months ago and nothing. They're surprised. The president has not even seen the documents. Now, he says, we've been patient in vain for so long. The salary of a railway worker, let me tell you, is not more than 30,000 naira, 42,000 naira to 43,000 naira. And he went on to say the locomotive engine combined with the coaches cost 1 billion naira, 500,000 to 600,000. And now you hand over this train to someone who's receiving less than 30K. How far now? So this is just for the railway workers. And then ASU is back again with trying to ask the government, what's up? What are you guys waiting for? We had an agreement last year. How far? And Chris Ngige is lamenting that some workers shut down some offices because they had agitations over something. And I'm just asking, is it impossible to actually meet workers' legitimate demands before they start, or should I say they lose their minds? Well, let's talk. The numbers again, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. You're welcome to Hard Facts. What's your name?
Good afternoon, Auntie Constance Mega.
Good afternoon.
My name is Barry Bikiadom. I'm calling you from Ada George, close to the New River State Government House.
Okay, go on.
Yes. You see, the government of President Mohamed Buhari is really trying when it comes to negotiating with workers. But these workers, they are not ready. They are not serious. Today they will come with another thing. Tomorrow they say another thing again. It's not the government's fault. It's the workers, even the ASU. When you are negotiating with government, you need to come with all.
Oh, wow, that happened. Do also call back if you can. Well, on WhatsApp here, someone says, Paul from Port Harcourt says, Constance, can you ask simple questions as follows? How many ministers are owed salaries and allowances? How many SAs and SSAs are being owed salaries and allowances? How many governors are being owed salaries and allowances? Yeah, those are really, really simple questions. They all fly around with in their private jets, chartered jets, and first classes. So how can they understand the complaints of workers? Just deprive them of any entitlements, and you will see that they complain more than labor. All we see in this government are threats, intimidations, and renegation to agreements and promises. We're just tired of these people. That's what Paul sent in. Hello, good afternoon. Apologies, do want to call back. Hello.
Yeah, Constance, good afternoon, Mr. Zion.
Welcome, Mr. Zion.
I think these unions, they themselves are the problem. They tend to politicize their responsibility. They got involved in the politics. And today, the politicians have seen them as same bird. As I'm talking to you, most of these unions, There are most that are working for the government against the principal responsibility of their unions. Are you not aware today as we are talking so, there are some unions that are an intention because of a particular money the federal government gives and also want to take the lion's share? Are you not also in this country where a professor was arrested for rigging election for a particular candidate in a particular party? Are you not in this country where you see professors involve themselves in election rigging? So with all this, tell me, why will the politicians take them serious? The solution is simple. The day these trade unions will come to a consensus, get a candidate to represent them in all facets of political offices, that is when this problem will be solved.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Zion. Hello, you're welcome to Hard Facts. What's your name?
So good evening. I'm Precious by name, calling you from Ozoba.
All right, Precious, go on.
All right. It is very simple. You see, with the problem with labor, ASU, and all those that go on strike is because of the insincerity of the government. If the government is sincere, because I think all of us, we understand the economic situation, but you see, the government is not sincere. They don't tell us A and act on A. They tell us A and act on C. And you see, these bodies, they will become frustrated and they have to go back because the only option is strike. And if not strike, what else can they do? The only problem or my challenge is that even the pensioners, can they go on strike again? They can't go on strike because they're already resting and they are being owed. So you can see the situation. All right.
All right, thank you very much. You know, I was just thinking about the pensioners and then the pensioners rather, and then he just mentioned it. You know, it was as if he read my mind. So I was just thinking about these guys, and I thought about, it's not just at the federal level that we have these kind of issues. You know, maybe my question should have just been, is it impossible for government, to meet workers' legitimate demands and even pensioners? Those of them who have not been paid their pension, arrears, and all that stuff. It's not just the federal government. I think government at all levels, before the workers begin to start strikes, before they begin to say, or before they begin to murmur and complain as a group, is it impossible for government to actually meet their legitimate demands? That's what I'm asking. All right, do want to call back. It's Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Hello, you're welcome.
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Atawaji calling you from Andoni.
All right, Atawaji.
You see, the issue of workers and the government has been a repeated problem. That no government in power, says the worst government is this present one, where every agreement reached with workers seems to be nullified by the government, the same government that negotiated the agreement. No, the worst is education and health. Every agreement reached beginning to date, they have never seen the light of the day, because they will come to I don't know whether it is the workers or the union leaders that are causing it. They are calculating small peanuts. They will call their workers back to office. Few minutes or few days, months, they go back again. But the worst government is this present one, where they never honor any agreement with workers. If it is threatened that any worker that go on strike and they will deal it, if all the workers go on strike, would they sack everybody? It can't be possible. They are just empty. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And well, of course, that's why this is a conversation. As you were talking, I'm remembering some things. Remember recently that the same Ngige said he was actually proposing that doctors who are trained by the government should be made to sign a bond, not to leave the country, that they will have to stay here and do the job for like 9 years. That was what he said, before they will start thinking of going elsewhere, But then you find out that the doctors or medical personnel who are under the government, they've had demands over time, and it's still the same issues that lead to some of them deciding to travel outside the country to seek greener pastures. And at the end of the day, the government will now come back and start complaining, looking for a way to hold people down, looking for a way to get people not to question them, But how about you just do what you're supposed to do so that we won't have all these issues? Anyway, Pastor Ben said in other civilized nations, governments don't wait for workers to down tools before listening to their agitations. Back home, our honorables may prefer listening to what goes wrong with their cows and pet dogs to genuine cases of the Nigerian workforce. It's unfortunate. That's what you say. Abiye Andy says this is not amounting to labor hooliganism. They just want to earn money by doing nothing. People think governments have unlimited resources, so they will cry and money will be available. The government should break the back of union. All right. Thank you. Hello. Apologies. Do well to call back 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0002, and 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0003. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. What's your name?
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Ahunti Chim. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, welcome.
Yes. Constance, I think what is happening is what I call Nigerian being a crime against humanity. Because most of the executives from the federal and the local government, they prefer for them to do a project, maybe to construct roads, than paying workers their salary. These have been the issue that we have in this country. You understand? Syria does not hold to high esteem the life of the citizens. They prefer that, look, let us do what the eye can see, than for them to pay, even though it is still their responsibility to pay a worker's salary. You understand? So until our leaders start holding the lives of Nigeria to high esteem, it will remain the way it is. Now look at the workers of railway who work. I think some railways are on, they work. Then why are you refusing to pay them? You understand? So that is how it is. I think it's an eye-opener. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Send your messages via WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. Pastor Vincent from Rumagolo says, good afternoon, Madam Constance. Frankly speaking, Nigeria is under siege and heavily trapped by greedy and insincere leaders, especially the politicians. I'm really troubled because it seems Nigeria is hopeless. Oh, well. Melody from Uniport says, Ngige should pour his his arrogant rant on the irresponsible federal government, the government at all levels that don't respect agreements and promises. It's not by displaying arrogance and threats. I'm sure that's what you mean. Government should address the issues raised by workers, not to attack them. This selfish government and Ngige should be ashamed of themselves. Even in the states here, Governor Wike has deliberately refused to pay pensioners. All right, that's according to Melody. Melody, thank you for your message. Hello. Hello, are you there?
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good day. Yes. Concerning the striking workers across the country, you know, they are taking advantage of the democratic nature of President Muhammadu Buhari. I can bet you that those workers cannot try that in Rivers State. You try it, they will threaten to sack it. So they are doing what they are doing because Buhari is a listening president. They believe that this is the right time to fight for their rights. They can't try it. You know what happened the last time that workers wanted judiciary went in Rivers State? They were threatened and they ran back to their offices like chickens. So it's just a natural.
That's what happened?
Yeah, they are trying to, you know, explore the democratic nature of the president to get what they need now, because they know that when this president go out, the next president that might come might not be as democratic as President Muhammadu Buhari, as to listen to them for their plight. But this president is not owing them. What they are agitating for is better working conditions and better improvement of their salary. Yes, so there's nothing wrong about that. This is a democracy. So this is the right time for them to demand for their rights. I support the workers, and also I support the government that they are trying their best to ensure that these workers, have a better life. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello, good afternoon. You sound really far, like very, very far away. Can barely hear you. Nah, it's still bad. You sound very, very far away. You will have to call back, please. Do well to call back. Thank you. Thank God that Tuebu says, my dear sister, the problem is we don't have strong NLC and its members. Oh, that's what you think. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Nigeria Info?
Yes, you're on Nigeria Info. Welcome to Hard Facts. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Ambassador Wells.
All right.
Calling from Lagos. The issue we have with Nigeria labor is presently we don't have processes and systems that can check workers' performances and remuneration over time. For crying out loud, somebody should not be earning the same 30 grand that he or she was earning 10 years ago. Workers' salary are supposed to be reviewed. There should be periods for reviewing workers' salaries. And it's common practice everywhere. I don't know why it's not done yet. So we don't have such systems in place. That today is railway workers. Tomorrow, we don't know whether it will be fan. We don't know whether it will be, but one body or the other just keeps coming up and going on strikes. And it's not helping us. So while our governments are thinking about taking political seats, we need a strong system and process in place for the labor force of this country. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Like that, he mentioned the part where there should be a review, Someone who's been in the railway sector for like how many years now is still earning the same amount or is earning the kind of money that they are earning. And the way the man in charge in Lagos actually, explained it, he said someone who's earning 30,000 naira and you're putting him in charge of something of a particular amount of money and he's in charge of how many people. You're putting people's lives at risk, especially if this person is not happy. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Simon from Africa.
All right, go on.
I just want to ask you something. Is the poor dead? Is it that is nobody dead? See, everybody doing a strike every day, everybody planning to strike from us to go on strike, and they don't keep Ackerman. They don't want to say anything. I'm surprised. Labor is dead. There's no more labor. What is it meant for the labor to do? What is that? What I say? I say it's a pity for Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Oh, well, he's talking about labor. Constance C, here, government tend to bite more than they can chew. There are lots of sectors that should be private sector driven. Example, what is government doing with railway? Some of these sectors should be private sector driven. Sir Ken, that's your message. Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to privatize everything in Nigeria because that's what it's looking like. People are calling that we should allow the oil sector to be privatized, allow electricity, the power sector to be 100% privatized because, of course, the government is still regulating and managing in some areas. Will everything be private sector driven? Nothing seems to work in Nigeria. What is the way forward? Oh, Nigeria, our dear country. You say, what a wicked government. Your name is Law. Good afternoon.
Hello, Constance Mega. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name?
Yeah, the topic under discussion. To me, is a deliberate plan or strategy employed by the political class across the parties to impoverish and pauperize Nigerians so that Nigerians can be easily manipulated. They do that so that the workers will not be able to train their children or give them quality education, so that by the time they bring 500 naira, people will be killing themselves over 500 naira. So it is high time the working class should realize through their various unions to conduct credible elections and refuse the government or their agent to infiltrate them by planting moles in them. That is the way they come up. When you are talking something that will benefit the workers, you see somebody will come up and then float a parallel group to divide the workers. So it is high time Nigerians should open their eyes and know that the battle is not between tribes, it's between they and us. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello. Hello, are you there?
Hello? Yeah, good afternoon, my sister.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is J.A.J. and I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
All right, JJ, go on.
You see, our people say that if war not fall, goat not go climb down. These were the same railway workers as at 2015, they were not working. They were shouting, oh, we are dying, we are doing this, we are doing that. Now, they have provided job for them. All they are doing is to become, how will I call it then now? Just like when Jonathan said we have legislative rascalism. They are now become workers' rascalities. As far as I'm concerned, if that provision was not made for them, I don't think that this will be happening. These were the same people who were racketeering for the ticket and making money for themselves instead of making money for government. Now, the government has automated the system, yet they are still doing one or two things. I saw a video where the train, whether they call it driver or something, have to stop in the middle of nowhere to begin to pick passengers who sold the ticket. Who did they pay the money to? As far as I'm concerned, if they know that the government is owing them, they also have the responsibility of doing the right thing. Make sure all the money are remitted to government, not cutting corners at the end of the day, and you expect the person to pay you. It doesn't make any sense at all. So, whoever that is going to equity must go with clean hands. If not, I think the government is not owing them shishi. If they don't like the condition of service, they should resign. More people will come and apply for the job. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Oh, well, the conversation is actually not necessarily or about railway workers, right? I was actually looking at the fact that some unions or some people are calling for strike, all right? So I cited this railway workers as an example. Of course, ASU as well. I don't know who's going to come up tomorrow with ultimatum to the government that they will be going on strike. The other time it was... who are they now? Judicial workers. It was the resident doctors. So I was just asking, or I'm still asking, is it impossible for government to meet legitimate demand of workers before they decide to go embark on strike? That's my question. Hello, good afternoon. All right, you have to call back if you can. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003 and 0817-923-0007. You can send your messages via WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. Just to remind you now, 4 p.m. we'll bring you the business news, and after that, Canvas will come your way. Welcome to Hard Facts. What's your name?
Good evening.
Good afternoon.
I think it's very possible for the government to fulfill the legitimate needs of our workers. I'm very disappointed, especially with ASU. Because when you come to think of it, I don't know if these ASU people have asked themselves, these Nupeng people, these tanker drivers, when they go on strike, how long does it take the government to fulfill their demands? I should give the ASU a food for thought so that they will know what they are really doing. I will only take them serious when they spend their strike to the extent of not working for INEC during elections. When they are on strike, let them also not participate in INEC election to show their seriousness of what they are doing. Okay. The government is not taking them serious because most of their demands are selfish. Most of the leaders, they are not serious with themselves or with their demands.
All right. So, thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, you're welcome. What's your name?
My name is Tonya Samuel. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
All right, Samuel, go on.
It is very possible for government to meet the demand of workers before they go on strike. If things are working very well, there will not be need for strike at the first place. So it is an irresponsible government who will allow the workers to demand to the extent that they will go on strike. So if you explain all of these unions, you see that they have signed one document or the other with the federal government or the state government, as the case may be. But the government will never do their own problem, and the government should look into it so that the work
now is they actually still have legitimate demands, all right? And usually they table these things before the government. They have conversations with them. Sometimes meetings, they will not end well. They will come back and meet again. Different sectors. And at the end of the day, the government will not do its part and people go on strike. So I'm asking, is it impossible for government to meet legitimate demands of workers before they start going on strike? I mean, it's easy for them to have allowances for lawmakers. You know, so many allowances. When you see some of the things that they are earning, some of the things that they have money earmarked for, you would shake your head. You'd be like, what is this one? But then it's hard for them to, what's the word now? To do what workers are asking for, especially what's legitimate, and they've had conversations with them. Anyway, let's go on that commercial break. At 4 p.m. the news will come up, and after that it will be time for Canvas, the Niger Delta Roundtable. My name is Constance, and this is 92.3 Nigeria Info.